Well, good evening, North Georgia GMRS YouTube friends everywhere. Glad to have you along tonight. We are getting ready to kick off our New Year's Eve net here in just a very short moment. So glad to have you along, and hey, Happy New Year. We made it through all but the last 2 hours of 2021. So let's see what happens, and if we can make it the next 2 hours and celebrate 2022. I for one am glad to see the new year come. I think 2021 was an excellent year, but 2022 holds a lot of promise for some very cool things. Hey, let's go. Good evening and welcome to this special activation of the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Tonight, I'll be working off the flagship 675 machine, but we are linked in with the following repeaters: Somerville, Lookout Mountain, Noonan, Jersey, Crawford. I just refreshed the screen in the middle of all that, and I realized I missed the Blue Ridge machine. I was curious because I felt like the Blue Ridge machine should have been there, and a little bit concerned that it wasn't. So the Blue Ridge machine, for the first time, is linked into the North Georgia GMRS net. So welcome to all of the Blue Ridge users. Glad to have you along this evening. Did I say the Noonan repeater? I'm not sure. McDonough, Columbus, Jersey, Zebulon, Moreland, and of course our VoIP service, also known as Zello. Tonight, our RF coverage is approximately, now check this out, this is different too, 56,000 square miles. 56,000 square miles. Wow. That blows me away. This net takes place usually on Thursday evenings at 7:30 p.m., but we missed last night because I was exhausted. We'd just returned from Indiana, and it was a long day, and I would have done a terrible job at net control. I might do a terrible job at it tonight. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But tonight is our special edition New Year's Eve net. As I mentioned to our YouTube folks, I think that 2021 was a fantastic year for North Georgia GMRS, and I am really excited about what is coming for 2022. I think we have a lot of great opportunities for this coming year, and I anticipate a very big list of things yet to come. So let me break here real quick. All right, had to get a quick cough out of the way. Your net control tonight is Atlanta 946, WQIR 514. My name is Justin, and I'm located here at Studio B. Well, it's still here. It'll be a while before we get it moved, but it is going to happen. This is a family-based network, so we encourage you to get your family involved. It might be late for the little ones tonight, but if you choose to let your little ones stay up on New Year's Eve, that's okay too. Spouses, we definitely would love to hear from the spouses this evening. So bear that in mind. Once the floor is open, it is permissible to address other members of the net by their name or tactical unit number. Your FCC call sign is only required when you sign in and sign out of the net. At this time, I will begin taking check-ins. We're going to take check-ins off of the flagship machine first. So anyone wishing to check in on the flagship machine, please call net control. Now we're going to do things just a little bit differently. We're going to acknowledge each check-in as it comes in for accuracy and to slow the pace down a little bit, and to try to get a little better job of check-ins. So net control is going to stand by for the first flagship check-in.
This is WRMG 494, Atlanta 292, Derek and Rockmart checking in and checking out tonight. Happy New Year.
All right, if I can get the words out, North Georgia. Net control acknowledging Atlanta 292, Derek in Rockmart. I've got you in log as in and out, Derek. Thank you for that. Net control standing by. Next check-in.
This is WRKG 723, Atlanta 700, Ricardo and Lawrenceville.
Okay, I heard Atlanta 700. I believe that was Ricardo. Just a little bit noisy in your signal there, but if that is correct, go ahead and give me your location. If it's not correct, let me know what is.
Yeah, it is. Atlanta 700, Ricardo from Lawrenceville. My STC number is WRKG 723.
All right, Ricardo. Did you say Doraville? That's what I think I heard. It was a little bit hard to hear through the noise.
I'm in Lawrenceville.
Got it that time. Lawrenceville. Excellent. Okay, let me make that change real quick, and we'll grab another check-in.
285. Gainesville 285, WRKN 234, and by way of relay, Gainesville 286 will be checking in and out. We're in Merrillville, Georgia. That's CV and Lynn Smith.
$287.
Justin, this is Gainesville 287. By way of relay, Gainesville 288. Jackson and Trey in Merrillville. I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. Checking in and checking out.
All right, net control has Atlanta 285, CV Smith in Merrillville, in and out. Atlanta 286, Lynn in Merrillville, in and out. Atlanta 287, Trey in Merrillville, in and out. In Atlanta 288, Jackson. I'm going to take a leap here and just say that Jackson is in Merrillville. And Jackson is in and out. Thank you for those check-ins, CV and Trey, and your family members. It's great to have you all listening tonight. Next check-in.
This is WRAT 241, Atlanta 403, Bobby in White County. Happy New Year.
Atlanta 403, Bobby in White County. Thank you for checking in tonight. Next, please.
This is Atlanta 32. Checking in from Juliet, Illinois. WQQG 705. I'll be checking in and out. But monitoring.
Atlanta 32, Chris in Juliet. I've got you in and out. Thank you for your check-in tonight. Next, please.
This is CW40, WRNX 752, Robert from Nicholson, checking in and checking out. Happy New Year.
And looking forward to some wonderful and exciting things to happen in the very near future. Happy New Year, everyone.
Hey, we got doubled on you there, Gary. Can you come back with that one more time, please?
This is Atlanta 60, WQYU 407, wanted to tell everyone on the network Happy New Year, and we are looking forward to some great and interesting and fun projects coming up in the very near future. Happy New Year.
Excellent stuff. Net Control is going to acknowledge CW40 Robert in Nicholton. I've got you in log as in and out. And Atlanta 60 Gary in Madras. I've got you in the log, Gary. And yes, I'd like to echo those sentiments. I'm really excited about some of the projects that are coming up. And 56,000 square miles. It's just, that blows me away. Great strides. We've made great strides in 2021, and I'm excited to see what we can do in 2022. So thank you, Gary. Looking forward to talking with you. Next check-in, please.
This is
G385, Atlanta 285. This is Isaac in Dallas, Georgia. Happy New Year, everyone.
Okay, Atlanta, Isaac. Atlanta 285, Isaac in, let's see, where does it say that you're in? Are you in Dallas? Is that correct, Isaac?
Dallas, Georgia.
All right, Atlanta 285, Isaac in Dallas. I've got you in log. Looking forward to chatting with you here in a little bit. It's great to hear you on the air. Next check-in, please.
Gainesville 285.
I've already got you checked in, CV. Go ahead, 285.
Well, Atlanta 285. This is Gainesville 285. Isaac, wish you well with that number. Hope it serves you well. Gainesville 285, WRKN 234, be clear.
Oh, well, there you have it, Isaac. From one 285 to another 285. Good stuff. It's looking forward to chatting with you here in just a little bit, Isaac. Would love to get to know you and welcome to North Georgia GMRS. Next check-in, please.
This is Atlanta 285. Justin, myself, and 312. We're going to be checking in, checking out. We both got COVID. We're not going to be on the air tonight.
All right. I believe that was Atlanta 252, Shad and Emerson. Prayers are with you and Stacy. And, I hate to hear that. Some folks get COVID and are able to recover handily, and others suffer tremendously with it. So I hope that that you're able to beat it and get back to health and back to work and back to productivity quickly. A friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, got COVID back in October and spent 25 days in the hospital, and he's still not back to work. Now he is up and around and mobile, and he can have conversations and he can be around people, but his job is a pretty physical job, and he doesn't have the stamina or the lung capacity to be able to work like that. So he's a couple of months into this and probably another month away before being able to get back to work. So Shad, I hope that's not the case for you, and I hope this is a bump in the road and you and Stacy are well and back at it in no time. So understand you're in and out this evening. I'm going to go ahead and show Stacy in log as well as in and out. So best wishes for rapid recovery.
Gainesville 285.
Atlanta 252, Shad, you should probably stick around and hear what CV's got to say next. Gainesville 285, go ahead.
Justin, I won't say it now. I'll wait till the net is complete, but Gainesville 285 and Gainesville 286 have been recovering from the China virus recently, and after the net is over, I'll be glad to discuss anything they want to discuss. Gainesville 285, WRKN 234 is clear, and I'll shut up and let you finish your job.
Atlanta 252, I'd be happy to, if I can stay awake, to listen to you after the net. I'd love to discuss this.
All right, Atlanta 252 and Atlanta 285. I would also make mention, Shad, that if you're not able to stay up and engage in this after the net, you can catch Atlanta 285 throughout the day. Call out to him, and there's a pretty good chance you'll get him. And if for whatever reason you don't, just try it again after bit, because I do hear 285 on the air throughout different parts of the day. I don't think he's there all the time, but I think he's there enough that you should be able to catch him. And depending on how the net goes tonight, things may slow down enough that we have an opportunity to have a little discussion about this in between the check-ins and the conversations and New Year's. And so I hope you're able to stick around. Understand it if you don't. Next check-in, please.
This is Chattanooga 95, Mike, WRMS 528. I'm normally Chattanooga, but I'm on Flat Top Mountain, Tennessee, currently in the bubble. And please check me in and out.
All right, I've got Chattanooga 95, Mike, in the mobile at Flat Top Mountain, in and out. Thank you for your check-in tonight, Chattanooga 95, Mike.
Transmitting off the Moreland Tower, WRNA 336, checking in and out.
All right, we had a little double going on there. I did hear Noonan 100 Mark, and I know that there was another check-in right there at almost exactly the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge the Noonan 100 Mark. I've got you in log, Mark. If that's not correct, come on back and let me know. But before that, let me hear from the other check-in.
This is McDonough 34, WRMW 922, Jared and McDonough checking in and out.
Is 32 WRMH 523 Lance Dooley checking in from the McDonough repeater. I'll be checking in and checking out. Hope everybody has a very wonderful New Year's.
All right, I got McDonough 34 in there. Jared, I believe that was the one that got doubled on. Checking in from McDonough. I've got you in log here, Jared. And I heard, I believe that was McDonough 32, Lance, also from McDonough, checking in and out. So we've got you in there, Lance and Jared. And next check-in, please call Net Control now.
This is Atlanta 811 WRNQ 863, Victoria in Dawsonville. And by way of relay, Atlanta 810 WRNQ 863, John in Dawsonville as well. Checking in.
Fantastic. I have Atlanta 811 Victoria in Dawsonville in this evening. And I have Atlanta 810 John also in Dawsonville in the log this evening. Great to hear from both of you. Victoria, your radio is sounding fantastic. Next check-in, please.
This is
UNB 274, Donald from Blairsville, Georgia, check me in.
All right, net control acknowledging Atlanta 253. Donald from Blairsville. Donald, I've got you in the log this evening. Great to hear from you. And I have a little side conversation to have with you. Perhaps I can get a phone call from you tomorrow. But for the time being, I've got you in the log. Thank you for your check-in. Somebody else is trying to check in right there, so let's open it up for that person.
Thank you. This is Atlanta 822, WRNA 348, coming into flagship. This is Justin. I'm checking in and out this evening. Happy New Year, everyone.
All right, Atlanta 822. Justin, where are you checking in and out from?
I'm up here in Canton, Georgia.
All right, I've got you in log as in and out from Canton, Georgia. It's great to hear from you this evening, Atlanta 822, and we've got you in here. So thanks for checking in, and hope you're able to stick around and listen. Next check-in, please.
This is WRNW 488, Atlanta 532, Tom in Flowery Branch. I'll be checking in and out, and Happy New Year to everybody on the net.
All right, I've got Atlanta 532, Tom in Flowery Branch. And Tom, I've got you in and out of the net. Thank you for your check-in this evening. I'm going to take one more little break here for another check-in, and if we get it, great. If we don't, we're going to jump up to the top and get started. Okay, I had low audio on that one. I think I heard Noonan 111, and I think I heard Mike, and I guess that would be out of Noonan. If that is correct, then we are golden. If it's not correct, please let me know, and I'll try to listen harder. If you can, get into that microphone a little bit harder, speak a little bit louder, and modulate through some of that, and maybe we can get a better check-in on you.
Yes, sir. That is Mike Noonan 111, WRAR 363.
All right, Noonan 111, Mike, I've got you in the log. It's great to hear from you this evening. I think there might have been a double in that. So, other station, go ahead with your check-in. All right, I think I heard Chattanooga 100, Bob up in Ringgold. I hear what you're saying. I'm not sure what we've got going on there, but seems to be some key ups, almost like there's a tail coming in there and causing some additional chunks or squelch activity there. So I'm not sure what that is. we might have to have our repeater experts take a look at that and see if somebody has a better analysis of what that is. But I do hear what you're talking about. So, but I've got you in here, Bob, and so we'll definitely call on you here in a little bit and see if I can hear you. If I get the volume up to the right level, I think I can pull you through, and we should be fine. So let me pause one more time and see if we're done or if we have some more. Net control standing by. Okay, that was activity on the flagship machine. I could definitely hear a voice in there, but I have no idea what that voice was saying. You're covered up in noise, and your signal is unreadable as it is. So I would suggest that you endeavor to get to a better location or find some way to improve your signal. We'd definitely like to get you in tonight, but the signal quality being what it is, that's just not going to work for us. So hopefully you're able to resolve that and get in here. And we'll take additional check-ins later in the program, so you've got some time to try to work that out. If not, hopefully you can hear us well enough to monitor, and that would be okay too. But we definitely would love to have you in the log tonight if you're able to. So with that, let's take one more quick break. I don't want to leave anybody behind, but I think we're probably at what we're going to get tonight. So let's take one more quick break, and then anybody else that wants to check in, we'll have an opportunity to here in just a little bit. I think tonight's program is going to go fast, so we'll probably have an opportunity to chat with CV about his recommendations for Atlanta 252 and Atlanta 312. So let's see what we get. One more break, and then we'll go to the top. Now, all right, that activity came from the Lookout Mountain machine, and that signal was unreadable. I didn't hear a voice in that at all. I just heard a series of key ups. So I'm not sure if anybody else was able to hear anything, but I'm going to have to, again, improve your signal on the Lookout Mountain machine in order to be able to get into us. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the top of the list. And like I say, anybody who didn't get in, we're definitely going to make another opportunity to check in here before we're done. So don't lose hope. We want to get everybody in here that wants to be in here. And look forward to talking with all of you. So first on my list is Atlanta 292. Derek in Rockmart. Derek is monitoring tonight. He's in and out. So I'm going to say Happy New Year, Derek, and I hope that 2022 brings as much excitement and promise as I think it's going to for me. I'm really excited about the coming year. So good best wishes for 2022 and Happy New Year. Atlanta 700, Ricardo in Lawrenceville. Ricardo, do you have any highlights of 2021 you'd like to talk about? And what do you look forward to in 2022? I was able to hear you pretty well at the beginning there, Ricardo, but I didn't catch any of that. Can you find a better location to transmit from and see if you can make an improvement to your signal? And try that again, please. All right. Well, unfortunately, Ricardo is unable to hold the repeater. I believe he may still be talking, but we're not copying any of that, Ricardo. It is just noise coming in and going. You're not even holding the repeater. You're breaking in and out of the tone squelch on the machine. So gonna need to definitely improve your location and try that another time. Wish that you were able to get in, and would sure like to hear your comments this evening, but we'll definitely try you again next week. So with that, I'm going to wish you a great Happy New Year and best wishes for 2022. I hope that the new year brings you as much excitement as it does me. And with that, I'm going to move on to Gainesville, 285 CV Smith in Murrayville. CV, I know that you're in and out, but we may call on you here after a bit, so listen if you can for that. And thank you for your contribution. I think that 252 will definitely be interested in hearing what you have to say. So thank you for that. So CV is in and out this evening, and I'm going to wish CV a happy new year, and I hope that you are looking forward to 2022 with as much excitement as I am. Gainesville 286, Lynn in Murrayville is also in and out. Lynn, once again, happy new year, and best wishes for 2022, and I hope you're as excited about it as I am. Atlanta 287, Trey in Murrayville, in and out. And same comment, Trey. Happy New Year to you and your family. And it's been great getting to know the Smith family in 2021. I would count that as one of my highlights for the year. Being introduced to CV and Lynn and Trey has been a very big deal to me, and very much enjoy conversation and fellowship with the Smith family. So thank you, Trey. Happy New Year to you, and best wishes for 2022. Same thing for Jackson. I've not met Jackson yet, but I've spoken with him on the air. And Jackson, I hope that you have a happy new year, and that 2022 offers you an exciting new opportunity. That brings me next to Atlanta 403, Bobby in White County. Bobby has been instrumental in the past in helping with developing the YouTube channel and troubleshooting and identifying problems on the fly and making notification to me so that they can be resolved in some cases pretty quickly. So I just want to give Bobby a shout out and say thanks for your contributions. And Bobby, I hope that, well, I'm just going to ask you because you're in the log. So what are your highlights for 2021 that you would like to talk about? And what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Well, Happy New Year, and thanks for the acknowledgement for whatever help I could do with the YouTube feed. I'm watching it right now. And, well, my highlight of this year was adopting a little kitten here that's biting at my ankle with you guys. And I see I keep losing it.
Yes, you came in nice and strong, and your signal was good. Last thing I heard from you was that you had adopted an ankle biter. I think you said it was a Shih Tzu. I didn't catch a name, but that's great stuff. I know that in this household, the adopted and rescued dogs, and even the foster dogs, have brought us many challenges and a lot of enjoyment over the years. So that's great stuff. And so that was your highlight of 2021. Let's see if you've got a what you're looking forward to in 2022. And let's see if you can get back in here, Bobby.
conditions.
All right. Maybe storming up in that part of the world. I heard somebody mention weather conditions. Couldn't tell whose voice that was, but it's a big area. It's a big region that we cover, and although there are no storms here, there could very well be significant storms in other parts of our region. So we're going to let Bobby take a break and shelter from the storm if he needs to, and maybe we'll get an opportunity to speak with Bobby again here in a little bit. Next on my list is Atlanta 32. Chris in Juliet, Illinois. I spoke with Chris a little bit before the net, and it was great catching up with him in his new role with his company there in Juliet. So he monitors, Chris checks in just about every week. I think probably the weeks that he doesn't check in are because I miss it because of whatever complications we might get with Zello. Chris has been very consistent, and we can just about always count on him to be there. So thank you for that, Chris. I really appreciate your support over the time and your continued involvement in North Georgia GMRS. Chris is in and out this evening, but I want to say Happy New Year, Chris, and I hope that you're able to look at 2022 and your new role in your company with as much excitement as I do. Next on my list is CW40, Robert in Nicholton. Robert is in and out tonight, but again, I would like to say Happy New Year, Robert, and also hoping that you're looking forward to 2022 as much as I am. And that brings me to Atlanta 60, Gary in Madras, checking in and out tonight. Gary had some great comments and hints at what is to come, and we have some projects in the works. And all I can say is I'm very excited at the growth that we've seen and the growth that is yet to come, both in repeater locations and in membership. And I'm really excited about both of those things coming into 2022. So Happy New Year, Gary. Thank you for all that you do for North Georgia GMRS. We really appreciate the infrastructure that you've put together. And as Gary often says, build it, and they will come. And they have. Let me break. Yeah, I had to shake a cough out of there and take a quick drink. So thank you for that opportunity. And let's go ahead and move on. We have Atlanta 285, Isaac in Dallas. Isaac, do you have any highlights of 2021 you'd like to share with us? And do you have anything you're looking forward to in 2022?
Atlanta 285. Well, wait, Gainesville 285. Go ahead, Atlanta 285.
Atlanta 285. Yes, I'm looking forward in a way that I'll be glad 21 is over. Maybe this COVID will go away. Leave some of us alone. I think some of us had it enough. I've had it. My wife had it. Had the shot. Still had the COVID. But I'm looking forward for a better, 22, and I think it's going to be better. I think that everyone will get. I'm praying that everyone will get well and have a great year. And I moved up here from South Georgia about July of 19, and found this radio network. Didn't have anything like that down in South Georgia, but it's been a great experience. People are great, nice. They're nice people. They're helpful. I just can't say enough about them. And anyway, that's about all really I have to say. Happy New Year to everyone, and a healthy New Year.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I'm glad to have you a part of North Georgia GMRS, And yeah, I don't think that there's anything quite like what we have anywhere else in the world. I wish that everybody could enjoy a network like this, but nonetheless, we're glad to have you here, and glad to have you part of that. Is this your first check-in with us, Isaac?
Did a couple of times, but I didn't. I just checked in and out.
Ah, very good. Well, glad to have you in here tonight, and hope that you're able to check in and stick around and join in the conversation more often. So good to have you in here. Next on my list is Atlanta 252, Shad in Emerson, as well as Atlanta 312, Stacy in Emerson. I have both in and out this evening. Both are not feeling well, and we'll see if we get an opportunity to come back to them and further this discussion about COVID-19. And just a little bit about that at this moment, I'd just like to say that one of our members has some experience and some knowledge with regards to defeating the China virus. And some folks are turned off by that term, but that is indeed where this disease originated from. So that is a matter of fact that's not really disputed. I don't think that anyone believes the Chinese people themselves are responsible for the virus, but that is where it originated. So we don't want to be divisive. We don't want to be offensive, but that is factual. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead at this time and say, Shad and Stacy, I hope that that you guys have as happy a new year as you can under the circumstances, and I hope that you're able to enjoy the celebration in some way. But moreover, I hope that you're excited about 2022 and your recovery and the things that we're looking forward to in 2022. So happy new year to the both of you, and best wishes for a speedy recovery. And stay tuned, because I think we'll continue this conversation about COVID-19 here in a little bit. Next on my list is Chattanooga 95. Mike was mobile checking in from Flat Top Mountain. Mike was in and out this evening, but I'd like to say, Mike, Happy New Year. And I hope that 2022 offers as much excitement and interest for you as it does for me. So thanks for that, Mike. Next, I have Noonan 100, Mark checking in from Noonan. Mark, can you tell me about any highlights from 2021 you'd like to share? And what do you look forward to in 2022? Noonan 100, are you there? All right, we're going to go ahead and show Noonan 100 as in and out, and I'm going to just say to Mark, Happy New Year to you, and also I hope that 2022 brings as much excitement and opportunity as I'm hoping for myself. So thank you for that. Thank you for your check-in, and we'll move on next to McDonough 34. Jared in McDonough. Same question, Jared. Can you tell us about any highlights from 2021, and what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Not too many highlights in 2021. Made it through the year, so I guess that's my highlight. 2022? I don't know, more of the same old. Hope I get to upgrade my ham radio license to general, maybe extra. That'd be probably about it.
Well, good stuff, Jared. And yeah, I think that upgrading your amateur license is definitely, that's an exciting thing. I know that I've been a little bit stagnant in advancing from general to extra. It's something I need to get done, and I've just put it off, and no excuses. It's just, I'm just terrible at studying. So I need to get on that. I guess what I need is somebody to hold me accountable and maybe to study with. But good luck with that. And the general, it's its own challenge. And but I think you can get that general. That's a great next step, and it's a lot of fun getting into HF. I enjoy HF a lot. I wish that I had more opportunities to spend on the radio. I wish I had more opportunities to spend just hanging out with my GMRS friends, but life gets in the way sometimes. So good stuff. All right, well, Jared, Happy New Year to you, and I hope that 2022 offers some excitement for you beyond your radio pursuits. But we'll see how it goes. Next on my list is McDonough 32, Lance, also in McDonough. Lance is in and out tonight, so I'm going to say to Lance, Happy New Year. And Lance, I hope that 2022 offers you as much excitement and opportunity as I'm looking forward to. So thank you for that. And that brings me to Atlanta 811, Victoria in Dawsonville. Victoria, do you have any highlights of 2021 you'd like to share? And what are you excited about for 2022?
Well, I do have a highlight. After a very long battle with infertility, Atlanta 810 and I had our second son this past year in 2021. He's 8 months old now. His name is Thomas. He's absolutely a blessing. We've been trying for quite a long time. As far as going into 2022, I'm really hoping to get a job closer to home. I'm a kindergarten teacher, and I currently work in Fulton County, living in Dawson County, so it's about an hour commute each way. Crossing my fingers to get into my home county as a teacher so that I can shorten my commute down to about 10 to 15 minutes and be able to spend some more quality time at home with my kiddos.
Fantastic stuff. Yes, and congratulations on having your second child. And I don't know what that struggle is like, but I don't imagine it's easy. And I imagine there could be a lot of heartache and frustration with that. So I'm very pleased to know that you were able to overcome the infertility matter and have that second child. And Thomas, that's a great name. I have known several people in my life with that name, and they've all been high quality, high caliber individuals. One of my very best friends' names is Thomas, and every time I'm in Fort Wayne, he's like family to me. He's like my brother. I make a point of spending time with him. And Wednesday night, we were hanging out at Tom's shop, having grinders from Lexi's Pizza with a couple other guys, and that was our Tuesday night routine for a couple of decades. For a very long time, we'd gather at Tom's place on Tuesday nights. Oftentimes there was a project. Sometimes there wasn't, but very often we would hang out in the shop, working, tinkering with something, a project of some sort, maybe a car, maybe an oil change, maybe a woodworking project, just a wide range of things that we would do. And so Thomas is a name that will hold a lot of value to me. So congratulations on picking a great name. So Happy New Year, Victoria, and I hope that 2022 is as exciting for you as it is for me, and hope that job comes together. That commute sounds rough. I don't know what the education industry is like in terms of job opportunities, but hopefully there is one available very near you. Atlanta 810, John in Dawsonville. John, do you have any highlights of 2021 you'd like to share? And what excites you about 2022?
Well, Justin, my highlights are going to be very similar to 811 there. She she was so excited about her highlights, she stole the radio from me and checked in first so that she could announce the highlights first. But no, on top of having Thomas this year, which was a huge blessing, we had a lot of fun this year. We were able to spend some quality time as a family at the beginning of the year. My wife still being pregnant, we were able to have doctor's appointments where she went, and I got to drive her down and drive her back. So we spent a lot of time together. My son was born in April, and then she had 12 weeks off plus the school summer. So she was home a lot. So we spent a lot of time together. Let me break. And then, school started back up, and August came, and we put John, my oldest son, in a new school in Dahlonega. And he has fallen in love with the school. We like the school a whole lot. It's a good fit for him. And then last week, we took our family to Disney for the first family experience. So 2021 wasn't all bad for us. It was a pretty good year. As far as 2022, well, I got a list of things there as well. It's a bit surprising, actually, that 811 didn't mention. But 2022 will be our 10-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, fantastic.
In October. So that's a pretty exciting event to look forward to. She said she had to leave me something. Prior to our anniversary, our 10-year anniversary in October, let me break again. I will celebrate 10 years, the same mark there, with the company that I am at, the current company I'm at, in May. And as part of a 10-year anniversary gift for spending 10 years with the company and being loyal, they shipped me down, me and my spouse, down to Boca Raton, Florida for a 3-day, 3-night adventure on a private company yacht, and wine and dine us for celebrating or spending 10 years loyal to the company there.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Congratulations on the coming 10-year anniversary. That's fantastic, and I know that's just the first 10 of many 10s to come. So we'll plan on that. But yeah, what a cool thing to have your company acknowledge your loyalty and your contributions in such a meaningful way. I think I got to watch. It doesn't work. And I recall taking it to having it repaired, and the estimate for repair was significant. So I have a broken watch for my 10-year. Vacation or adventure time in Boca Raton and time on a private corporate yacht. I got a watch. So good stuff. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so a little update here. Apparently, storms had come in and wiped out Bobby's signal during our conversation, and I couldn't tell what he said in terms of adopting. I thought he adopted a dog, but I've been updated that it was in fact a cat. He adopted a cat whose name is Alley Cat. Alley. So just for clarification's sake, I wanted to throw that out there, Atlanta 403, and hope that the storm has passed and that his equipment is all safe, as well as his home and everybody around him. So no telling how severe any of that was. We haven't seen any storms here today, but I know that WSB was in full-on alert mode. I guess there were some cars overturned at a Chick-fil-A somewhere around Marietta, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. But there was some storm activity of significance in different parts of the country today, different parts of Georgia today. So it's not as if there's nothing going on, but there's nothing going on here. So it's easy for me to lose sight of weather conditions in the rest of our region. So thank you, John and Victoria, and Happy New Year to both of you and to the kids. And I hope that 2022 is as awesome as we expect it to be. Next on my list is Atlanta 253, Donald in Blairsville. Donald, do you have any highlights of 2021 you'd like to share? And what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Justin, and good evening to the rest of the net. Just hopefully another good year for 2022. My health stay as well as it was in 2021.
Yes, hopefully that is the case, that you remain healthy in the coming year, and that you, what a blessing our health is to us, and that we're able to be as active and mobile and productive as we are. So that's important stuff in our lives, and it's a very challenging thing to face when we lose those things such as mobility. So glad to hear your sentiments there, Donald. Hey, while I've got you, why don't you give me a phone call tomorrow sometime? I've got a matter I would like to discuss.
I can call you, or you can call me, whichever one.
All right. Well, I will definitely take that under advisement, but chances are I'm going to get busy and forget to call you. But since I saw your name in the log tonight, I thought I got to mention to Donald that I need to talk to him. So just bear that in mind. It's nothing important or pressing, but if we don't get to it, I'll forget all about it, and then we won't be able to make it happen. So this could be a cool thing, and well, I'll just tell you what it is I've got some dolls that I brought back from Indiana that belonged to my mom that I think that your mom might enjoy. So let's see if we can plan a time where you and I can get together and go through some of that stuff, and maybe you can present them to her as a gift sometime very soon. So give me a call. We'll work all of that out. Next on my list is Atlanta 822, Justin in Canton. Justin is in and out this evening, but I'm going to wish Justin a happy new year and best wishes for 2022, and hope that it offers as much opportunity and promises I'm looking forward to. That brings me next to Atlanta 532, Tom in Flowery Branch. Tom is in and out as well. Tom, I wish you a happy new year and best wishes for 2022. I hope that that it's a good year for you as well. That brings me to Noonan 111, Mike in Noonan. Mike, do you have any highlights of 2021 you'd like to share? And what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Highlights of 2021. I actually started a new job, Benson. Better job so far. Got my hip replaced, and I met a couple really nice people. Got me started using GMRS and helped me get my radio programmed and showed me some things to program my own. Got the Atlanta 780. And for 2022, looking forward to one of the friends in North Georgia GMRS and taking my kids and my wife to the beach.
Wow, you got a hip replaced in 2021. That's a big deal. I don't know what the recovery was like for you, but hopefully that went well. And yeah, I that's not something that I would look forward to, but I'm glad that you were able to get it done and get past it, and I hope that it made some improvements for you. And yeah, North Georgia GMRS for me, 2021 has been a very exciting year. We've seen some very big changes to the network in terms of membership levels and funding, and we've been able to invest in things that we've not been able to before. So that has been a huge asset, and I think that will offer us some opportunities going forward to build out the network in a much better, more reliable, better locations, that sort of a thing. We've got some locations we're still looking at, and so we're gonna make every improvement that we have the opportunity to make as we go. So stick around. I think we've got some exciting stuff happening, and as we're able to and make those announcements for those things, we should all benefit from it. And I think that 56,000 number is only going to get bigger. So good stuff, Mike, and glad to have you in here. Your audio is just a bit low. I don't know if we can do anything about that or not, but it may just be a link thing. But we'll have to explore that. Happy New Year to you, and best wishes for 2022. Next on my list is Chattanooga 100 Bob in Ringgold. Bob, I've got you in the log. I'm not sure if you were in and out or not, but I'm going to go ahead and ask, what are your highlights for 2021, and what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Hi, Justin and everyone on the net. Happy New Year again. Highlights of 21, I would say, is just keeping the family healthy and safe. My wife and I were lucky enough to be able to work the whole time, so that was great. Besides that, I was able to get my amateur license and took my wife to study the turf in hers. So we'll be seeing me on the other side of the fence. 2022 can only be better. I'll leave it at that. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, and I am looking forward to 2022 in a lot of ways, and I'm looking forward to getting to a point with this whole COVID nonsense. Several people have mentioned health, and I'm hoping that we can get to a point where we can figure out this COVID thing, and not have it be such a huge impact in our lives. For instance, just this last week, the CDC has changed its recommendations for isolation. So it had been 10 days. If you've been exposed to someone with COVID or have had COVID symptoms, you were supposed to isolate for 10 days following the last of your symptoms or that contact with someone who had COVID. And that's a significant amount of time. I had to isolate for 10 days during the time that I had tested positive for COVID, and that 10-day isolation was a huge productivity killer for me. It really affected my ability to get things done. And had I been able to reduce that to 5 days, that would have made a big difference to me at that time. So maybe that can help in terms of productivity, in terms of our workforce, in terms of our overall health and whatnot. I know that for business to have an employee mark off for 10 days, just because your employee is sick and is unavailable for 10 days doesn't necessarily mean things can go on business as usual, especially in a small business. That employee's absence can have a huge impact, and sometimes a critical impact. And for instance, I know that the company that my buddy works for, he's been absent since October, and I've talked with some of his coworkers, and they are wanting him to be healthy when he comes back, but they want him back because you know, it may not seem like that big of a thing to have one guy out, but to have one guy out means that other people have to do the work that that guy did, and they're finding that it was quite a lot. They probably didn't realize how much he did until the second or third week that they found that they were having to do those things without him, and try to keep productivity up and try to keep the production pace on track with this person absent. And so I know they're looking forward to him coming back. So that, you know, that's just a huge thing, is our health. So Bob, congratulations for keeping the family healthy in 2021, and best wishes to you and your family for 2022, and, you know, upgrading your ham license and getting your wife involved. Let me break because I want to make a comment about that too. I'll be right back. One of the things that I very much appreciate and enjoy is the fact that my wife and I were able to study for and get our amateur license together. So, you know, I am KN4HYN and Julie is KN4HYM. We literally took our tests together and passed together and were issued our licenses one right after the other. And even though I've upgraded to general, so has she, by the way, we've chosen not to pursue vanity licenses. She just doesn't have an interest in a vanity license, and neither do I, quite frankly. But I think it's just the coolest thing that we have sequential licenses. So I highly encourage anybody who's thinking about an amateur license that if you can get your wife to study the material with you, you can be each other's study partners. You can bounce the material off of each other. Julie and I were able to we used our phones. We used an app called hamstudy.org, and we're able to study as we're traveling, you know, on the highway, asking each other questions and going through each other's hamstudy.org app on the phone to gain proficiency in the material to get ready for the testing. So with that in mind, I highly recommend, if you're able to, get your spouse involved to study together and test together. Whether you think that a sequential call sign is a cool thing or not, or even if you can get it, because I don't know how that happens. I'm not aware that there's anything that you can request with the FCC to get those call signs assigned sequentially, other than that's just the way the paperwork was turned in when we tested. But in any case, what a cool thing that is, and what a lot of fun it is to engage in something, you know, with your life partner, and one more thing that you can enjoy together. Even if your spouse doesn't enjoy it to the degree that you do, it's still something that you can accomplish together and be able to share in. So highly encourage that. So Bob, best of luck on upgrading your ticket and getting your wife's ticket for 2022. This is the end of my list, but I'm going to go ahead and open up for additional check-ins and additional questions and comments. We'll get a couple more check-ins in here for sure, and then I think we'll have some time for a COVID discussion here in just a few minutes. Net Control standing by.
This is Atlanta 420 WRFS 771. I'll be logging in, and just want to wish everyone a happy New Year there and a bright 2022. Don't really have much to add to the discussion. Just want to say that I'm just looking forward to things improving. That's about it there. Thank you, Justin.
This is Atlanta 434, WRKR 284. Totally missed the net tonight, but I just wanted to check in and say had a great 2021. Added a position along with my existing position at work. Big pay raise. Looking forward to 2022. Wish everybody a happy new year and everybody a lot of prosperity next year.
All right, net control acknowledging Atlanta 420, William in Roswell. William, I've got you in, so I'm going to ask you a couple of questions here in a few minutes. And Atlanta 434, Ron incoming. Same thing, Ron. I've got you in the log, and I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Congratulations on the new position and the elevated compensation package. That is excellent news. Do we have any additional check-ins for the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net Control standing by?
This is Atlanta 721, WRKT 728. David from Southwest Paulding County. Check me in.
Net control acknowledging Atlanta 721, David in Southwest Paulding County. Great to have you in here. Do we have any more check-ins? All right, then we'll go with the three that we've got and go back up to Atlanta 420, William in Roswell. William, can you tell me about any highlights for 2021, and what are you looking forward to most in 2022?
Well, Justin, I guess it was just kind of an unusual thing there that happened to us these past couple years there. I remember when it first started there in 2019, and I was exposed with a guy that had just gotten back from Seattle before they even announced all of that, and that did have me a little kind of worried, but did scrub up and clean up before heading back to the house, and then just tried to keep the social distancing in there, and understood how things kind of progressed, and we started coming up with vaccines and other things with it. So we just have to get our country back, I think, into get that polarization gone and start seeing unity again. Let me take a break here. This coming year, 2022, I just, I don't know how we have to just accept things the way they're going right now, but all we can do is just keep praying for our country and our nation and the world in general, and just hope we're going to be back on a positive course in a good way all around there. And you know how God says, we can mess things up, but he can always put it back together good. So that's what we have to kind of look forward to, I think. Over. Oh, and by the way, I did find a picture of with walkie-talkies when I was a young boy there at Christmas time there, and I thought that was kind of interesting there. So I thought I'd share that photograph with everyone there of the passion when I was younger there. All right, this is Atlanta 420, WRFS 771 clear.
Good stuff, William. And yes, 2021 has certainly had its health challenges, as we've spoken about, and I don't know what the promise is for 2022, other than hopefully we can, as you mentioned, we can find some unity, and we can get past this together, rather than being so separated and divided. So I don't know how we accomplish that, but that is something that I have been praying for some time now, and it's something that I just don't have a vision of how do we accomplish that. But like you say, the Lord has bigger plans than the schemes of man. So if it can be fixed, He can fix it. And I guess at some point we just kind of have to accept that and leave it in God's hands. So good stuff, William. And looking forward to a better health outlook for 2022 for all of us. Next on my list is Atlanta 434, Ron incoming. Congratulations are in order, Ron. But let me ask you, what other highlights do you want to talk about for 2021? And what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Well, I guess the biggest highlight for me in 2021 is this extended position. I'm engineering manager and sales manager for the company I work for. I've been with the company 9 years now.
Wow.
Actually, ever since I moved to Georgia. first job I took, first job I've had, the only job I've had here in Georgia, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Learned the business, learned the product, and am selling it. I did a trade show back in September out in Las Vegas. That was a lot of fun. Looking forward to doing another one in 2022 in the spring. But that was probably my biggest highlight for 2021. And I'm really actually hoping that, as 420 had just mentioned, that we can all get together and see a little transparency in the COVID information that's been doled out from our government and the powers that be. Hopefully we can all get together and, not be so divisive, as you were saying earlier.
Yeah, that is the big challenge, and unfortunately, there's a lot of politics around this, and that really is unfortunate, because healthcare shouldn't be political. It just shouldn't be. We should take healthcare very seriously, and we should ignore anything that any politician has to say, and we should just be looking at the things that are scientifically and medically proven to be helpful and healthy, and all the rest of it should just be noise. And we haven't done that. We've allowed politics to drive healthcare, and I think that's a huge mistake. Whether we're talking about COVID or any other aspect of healthcare, we really should avoid politicizing healthcare. But politics are something that we really want to avoid discussions of on the air, because it can be a very divisive subject, and that's the last thing that we want. It doesn't matter to me what your political views are on the matter, and it shouldn't matter to anyone else, but it tends to, and that becomes a touchy subject. But we want to talk about about the health and about the medical information around the disease, and hopefully we can help Shad and Stacy and maybe others find better ways of treating this and regaining their health quickly. So I think that some of the insight that CV has would have done a lot of good, especially after having a conversation with my buddy it was Wednesday evening, about his story and his circumstance at the hospital and the treatment that he had, and he confirmed a lot of things for me in terms of what I've heard CV talking about, because his experience was completely different, and he's acknowledging that a lot of what he went through should have and could have been markedly better. So I'd be real curious to engage in this conversation here in a few minutes. So good stuff, Ron. Congratulations once again. Happy New Year to you and to your family, and best wishes for 2022. Next on my list is Atlanta 721, David in Southwest Paulding County. David, can you tell me about any highlights for 2021 you'd like to share, and what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Good evening, Justin, and to everyone on the net, and Happy New Year to everyone. Some of my highlights for last year was, as I do commercial construction, I got to build a Tesla dealership and service center. I've been stuck in interior build-out doing banks for seems like forever. Tesla was kind of a different thing. It was kind of neat to be involved with some of the technicians and some of the powers that be with Tesla. So that was one of the highlights of last year, and just kind of making it through all of this. Since this all started, being declared essential workers, I haven't stopped day one and worked all the way through. Let me break. I've been very fortunate. I've been exposed to COVID 9 times so far, and twice I have felt a little sick coming on, but regimens of ivermectin and vitamin C and vitamin D has kept it away, and along with I actually have psoriasis, which means my immune system is in overdrive. So I'd like to say I'm immune, but well, I'd like to hope I am. Haven't got it yet. Next year is going to be great. It's 20 years with my company. I've got a raise, well, this year for the next 40 minutes. And I got a good year coming up. Very busy year building, from what I understand, retirement homes in Bremen, Georgia.
Well, that is something that I'm finding we have a greater and greater need for retirement homes, and they come in many shapes and sizes and varieties in terms of what amenities are being offered in these retirement homes. I know that some folks are looking for a place they can occupy and not have to do things like mow or do any gardening or any house chores. And the older I get, the more I think I could appreciate living in that kind of arrangement. But I don't know that I want to give up some of the other stuff that I've got. I kind of enjoy some of the tools that I've got. I'm not going to be able to have those at a retirement facility. Probably not going to be able to have the radio equipment that I enjoy. So I don't want to go, but there's lots of people that want to and many that need to. So that is definitely something that we need to have more of. I'll tell you, new construction, new housing construction around here is just holy cow. Every time I turn around, there are new plots of woodland that is being bulldozed, and excavators are coming in and they're putting in streets and parking lots and foundations and apartment buildings going up left and right. Some of these are senior assisted living. Some of these are adult communities, 55 and over. Some of these are just regular neighborhoods, but the houses are big and lots are small and the driveways almost don't exist. But it's just amazing to me how much construction has been going on. So good stuff, David. And essential workers. Let me break. Essential workers is something I guess that I take for granted because in my mind everybody's an essential worker. What kind of a job do you have that you're not essential in some way, shape, or form? If you're just answering telephones for the business that you work for, well, I guess we have robots that do that now. But I mean, my point is that it almost doesn't matter what you do. Somebody hired you to do that work because they needed it to be done. Nobody hired an employee because they had 10 spots to fill, and they can get the work done with 7 people, but let's go ahead and hire these other 3 even though we don't need them. People and corporations, they just don't do that, at least not for very long. So everybody is an essential worker. There isn't anybody out here that is employed that isn't essential in some form of the definition. So that's a term that has never sat well with me. Because I'll tell you, when it comes to essential work, what I do, man, the railroad doesn't need to do what I do. If the railroad put my work on pause and didn't touch it for 2 years, they would be fine. They would be fine. They're still going to run trains. They're still going to move freight. They're still going to meet customers' expectations. you know, the stuff that I do, the things that I fix, the way that the work that I do earlier, and I had to restart the. There we go. Is it going to go? It looks like it's going. That is the strangest thing. I don't understand it. So let me just, since I've been interrupted in my train of thought, let me go ahead and address this real quick. Let me break. We may be making some significant changes to the YouTube channel coming up. So for those of you that that tune into it and utilize that, probably what's going to happen is we're going to move our live stream to another platform. I've not decided exactly which one that's going to be yet, but we've had a lot of reliability problems with the live stream with YouTube, and we've got some hardware changes to address that. They're not in service at this moment, but I'm not entirely sure the hardware is going to completely escape us from that. It will be an improvement in our video quality and our streaming quality, but I think that we also need to change our streaming service. So we're going to stream with a different service, and once these things change and are available to announce, I'll fill you in. I'm just not ready to, because I haven't explored all of the options, and I want to make sure that I make an informed decision. So once we make that transition, we'll be live streaming on a different service, but then we'll take the recording of the live stream and drop that into YouTube if we're able to. So you'll be able to watch a playback on YouTube, but our live stream will be moving to a different platform altogether. So more information to come once the information's available. So with that, everybody is an essential worker, and because everybody is an essential worker, we all need as much information as we can. So Atlanta 285, Atlanta 252, are you both still with us? Shad, are you still hanging out there with us?
285.
Gainesville 285, the other party, over.
Yeah, CV, I said Atlanta 285. I'm sorry about that, Isaac. I meant Gainesville 285, and I'm also looking for Shad, Atlanta 252. Shad, are you still monitoring?
Atlanta 252, we're still monitoring.
285.
All right, Atlanta 252, Shad is still monitoring, so I'm going to hand the reins over to CV, Gainesville 285. So Gainesville 285, the floor is yours.
Well, okay. Am I Gainesville 285 or Atlanta 285? Go ahead, Gainesville, or, well, no. Okay. Give me the tag number on, I think it's Chad.
Yeah, that's Shad, S-H-A-D, and his number is Atlanta 252.
Okay. Shad, S-H-A-D 252, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you and 253, I guess, have had the China virus.
Myself and 312, my fiance, both have the China virus. Apparently, it's the new strain that came out.
Okay. So stand by, if you will, right here, Shad. Just 1 second. Let me find something. Stand by, please.
Atlanta 420 WRFS 771 with a comment. Over.
All right, William. Well, we're standing by with Gainesville 285. Go ahead with your comment.
Roger that. I shared with some of the members there a symposium that was done back in 2016 on a new science that was starting to come around, which was the production of synthetic DNA. Now, I was a military medic, and we were part of a rapid response team that would be deployed anywhere around the world. And I have to admit, I've been a little hard on Dr. Fauci, but he's been around since Reagan was president. And he knows about the science and what they're doing. And the scientists also feel that they've got the ability to come up with vaccines after working with some of these viruses. Well, in this case, COVID is a 1% mortality rate, but they're working with some that have a 50% mortality rate. And I think this is a real-world test that we are not capable of handling the response, even with vaccines that are readily.
All right, William, I think your timeout timer got you, but I don't want to spend a bunch of time on that. We really want to get to the information that CV has. He has some real-world experience. I'm not interested in anything else at this point. So we're gonna hand it back over to Gainesville 285. Net control standing by.
Gainesville 285. Shad, you're Atlanta 252. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
All right, Shad. So tell me what's been going on with the China virus. Have you been tested, diagnosed? Have you seen a doctor? Tell me what's been going on. I can give you my story, but we can cut through it real close, real quick, if you'll tell me about that right there.
Yes, sir. Let's start off with 312 because this is where my story starts.
You go ahead with 312. I'm listening.
Good evening, Mr. CV. Mine started Sunday night into Monday, and I've been around this for quite some time, and I've been taking the vitamin C, the vitamin D, the zinc, the B complex. I've been taking that for the whole time this stuff's been going on, and it works. But, I done all that, and now I'm doing Mucinex, which it seems to help, but I guess it has to run its course. I did get tested and go to the doctor, too.
Well, I believe 312 is Stacy. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, that's me.
All right, Stacy. Well, all I can do is tell you our story. At Atlanta 946, am I clear to tell a story?
Yes, Evie, we've got about 20 minutes here that we can use for this, and then I'd like to have it back at about 5 minutes till. You could even go a little bit longer than that, so proceed.
I will not take that long. Shad and Stacy, here's the long story short. Gainesville 286, Lynn, tested positive on a Friday. Went to the doctor. here's what you need to do. We know this doctor for years. He is not a doctor that wants to put you in the hospital, treat symptoms. He's a doctor that wants to treat what the problem is. So she was positive. Put her on a regimen of pills, a lot of it vitamins and ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. Have a hard time getting that one out. But you know, she was sick and did not have a chance to look at me, and probably I was sick at the same time she was, but she didn't know it. About a week after she tested positive, she put a thermometer on my head and it said 104.1 temperature. So we knew we had a problem. Let me break, please. So at that point we went to the doctor, and our doctor is not one that wants to put you into the hospital. He wants to give you everything he can give you. So over the past 6 weeks, I've had probably 1,200 pills of vitamins, B, C, and D, and hydroxychloroquine. It's a tough one to say, and ivermectin. Up here where we are, if they put you in the hospital, you're not going to get any of that. You're going to get something different. So he did not want to put me into the hospital, and I've pretty much recovered. My blood oxygen was down to 80-something%. He made house calls, put me on oxygen during the day and at night, then reduced it to just nighttime, and now we're off of it. So, you know, go from there and ask questions.
This is Atlanta 252. That is awesome here. I don't think either one of us is going to be that lucky. The 312 got hit Monday with it, and it just hit me today like a freight train. Not really sure what's going on.
285 here, Gainesville. I'm going to tell you that my problem was I waited 8 days to get tested after I probably had it. If you have it, if you have symptoms, go get tested and find you a good doctor who will give you things that you need to have, including vitamins, hydroxychloroquine, and ivermectin. My doctor looked at me and said, if I don't do something right now, you're in the hospital. And we all knew what that meant.
Understood, sir. We have got mega doses of vitamins and everything. Some of those, I ain't going to try to pronounce it. Some of those medicines we don't have. 312's primary doctor couldn't even see her at the time, so we're just kind of looking at YouTube, going through the bushcraft and survivalist stuff, and trying to survive.
Yeah. Where are y'all located, 252? to 282 or 252. Where are you located, 252?
Yes, sir. We're in Emerson, Georgia.
And that'd be around the Cartersville area.
Fortunately, unfortunately.
No, that's a good thing. I'm going to tell you that you probably want to call there two doctors that I know of who try not to put you in the hospital. And they'll give you a good regimen of vitamins and hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin. One of them is in Dawsonville, Georgia. Not that far from y'all. Burkhalter something, and then we have one over here. And I'll be glad to give you my phone number. You can call me.
Let me just jump in here, and Shad, if you'd like to reach out and make contact with CV, go ahead and reach out to me, and I'll be the intermediary. That way we don't have to give numbers out over the air. But since CV made that offer, I can pass contact information on to you, Shad and Stacy, if you'd like. So just reach out to me, and I'll make that happen.
285 to 946. That's a good deal.
Like I said, this thing hit me like a freight train today. It started out with a lower backache, upper backache, snot nose, and then it came into the tightness of the chest, and it's like, oh, no.
285 to 946.
Yeah, go ahead, CV.
Whatever you need to give them, give it.
Now understand permission to forward your contact information to Shad and Stacy if they reach out to me. So bear that in mind. Stacy knows how to get a hold of me. She's got my phone number. She's got my contact info. So we can definitely make that connection if we need to, Shad. So don't hesitate to take advantage of that channel of communications. Let me stand by, and you guys can continue on.
Well, Justin, knowing what I know about this so far, if they need to call me tonight, let them call me, please.
RCX 621, requesting a quick break.
All right, CV. I'm going to go ahead and send a text message to Stacy and see if I can get a response back, and I'll pass that information on. And if I have permission from them, I'll pass their information back to you. So, station with the request for a break. Stand by one moment. I think there was a double in there, and I want to see if Shad has something he wants to add in here. So, station asking for a break. I'm going to come back to you here in just a moment, but let me get with Atlanta 252.
Yes, I just want to say thank you. This has been a great help, and absolutely for the contact information on.
All right, Shad. I'm going to send your contact information to CV, or actually Stacy's contact information to CV, and I'll send CV's contact information to Stacy, and that way you won't need to engage me. So give me a few minutes to get that done. Meanwhile, station that was requesting an interrupt, go ahead.
Thank you for the break. This is Chat 67 WRCX 621. Again, thank you for allowing me to go on a turn. Going for the long distance of work right now. We're just nearing the Panama Canal. I don't know how long that signal will last, and that's why I want to jump in and say Happy New Year to everybody from just outside the Panama Canal. Chat 67 WRCX 621 will be clear.
Very cool. So there again, we learn that it's not 56,000 square miles. It's worldwide. So Chat 67 is checking in from the Panama Canal. This is Ed from Chattanooga, and fantastic. It's great to hear from you, Ed. And I don't even know what time zone the Panama Canal is in, but it's fantastic that you were able to make the connection with us this evening by the VoIP service we also know as Zello. And Happy New Year to you. Whatever time that occurs for you. Maybe it already has. I'm not even sure. And best wishes for 2022. Ed, while we've got you, let me ask you: do you have any highlights for 2021 you'd like to share? And do you have any thing that you're looking forward to? Expectations for 2022. Let me break. Go ahead, Ed, if you have any comments for any highlights of 2021, and what are you looking forward to in 2022?
Well, to answer your previous question, we are in a central time zone right now. Central time zone. As far as 2021, what a scary year. I hope 2022... it wouldn't be hard. It would not be hard to be a much better year. So, blessings from God on everybody. I mean, that's the bottom line. I don't care what you go for. The rest it's all in His hands. So, I don't have much more to say. I'm going to break this connection. It's iffy for the Wi-Fi. Again, the best in the year, everybody. My sincere happiness to all of you. I'll catch you when we get back in the States. Okay, boy, I almost gave the answer. Chat 67, WRCX 621. We're going to be gone.
Well, very cool. Thank you so much for that contact, Chat 67 from the Panama Canal in the Central Time Zone. So, very cool. Happy New Year to you, and best wishes for 2022. And back to our discussion. Give me just a few minutes here to get this contact information exchanged for some, what could potentially be critical health issues. And that's the big thing with the last 2 years. Actually, it's not just been 2021. This COVID stuff started in February of 2020, and so we're nearly 2 years into dealing with this, and it's not over yet. We're currently threatened with a new version of this virus, and Shad and Stacy believe that's what they're fighting at this moment. Early reports were that the new version was more mild than the previous versions. Well, maybe that's true, but it looks like it might not be, because they're saying that hospitalization numbers are on the rise again. And, how many cycles of this are we going to have to go through? And what are we going to have to do to get this under control? Do we have to change our lives? Do we have to I don't know. I don't know what the answers are here. Um, and I don't like any of it. I don't think any of us do. But it's something we're facing, and it's something we have to address. It's something we have to uh, find solutions for, and it's something that we're just going to be dealing with for the next near future, maybe for forevermore. I mean, the genie's out of the bottle, and I don't know how we're going to put it back in. So that's good stuff. CV's got some firsthand experience with the virus, and he has had excellent care, alternative care. And I'll tell you, my buddy's experience with the hospital is very different than CV's experience, because when I made mention of some of the things that I'd learned from CV, my friend Dudley had indicated that yeah, those things are probably true, because that's not the way that he was treated. And what should have been a much shorter course ended up being very, very severe, nearly killed him. And, his recovery has been tough. At the same time, another friend of mine wasn't hospitalized, but he was very ill and was out of service for 3 weeks. He is a lead engineer at an electrical contracting firm, a big one. And so there are hundreds of people that are counting on his work so that they have jobs. And for him to be laid up for 3 weeks puts a lot of people at risk of not having work to do. And fortunately, none of that has come to bear. But had he been off for very much more than 3 weeks, it very likely would have. So, it's a big deal in terms of manpower and productivity. And this goes back to what I said before. I think everybody is essential, whatever your role is. Nobody's out here working just because they like to do cartwheels. People are out here working because they got to put food on the table. They've got bills to pay. They've got dreams they're pursuing. They've got ambitions that they want to see come to fruition. And we do that through our work. And everybody's work is essential. There's no exception to that I'm aware of. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and take a break here. I'm going to pass on these messages, and I'm going to open up the floor for general discussion. So net control standing by for the next 2-3 minutes.
Net control, Gainesville 285.
Go ahead, CV.
Well, I'll go on rant right here, and you can take your break. I know what you need to do. Yep, the China virus, it has different effects on different people. But, basically what it does is attacks the lungs. And it starts with a, 2 or 3 days doing this, and then 4 or 5 days doing that, and eventually it gets to the lungs. My deal was, I do not see doctors. We know a doctor, had a doctor friend, and eventually, about 7 days into this thing, got to the doctor when I'm registering a fever of 104.1. And, at that point, we knew we had to get me to the doctor. But a lot of my doctor's treatment was vitamins, ivermectin, and hydroxychloroquine, which he said I would not get if I went to the hospital. So, my advice to 252 and 312 is you find somebody that does not mind giving you hydroxychloroquine, and that's a hard word to say, and ivermectin.
Hello, net control. Blue Ridge 20.
Blue Ridge 20. Go ahead, Tom.
Just to give you my case, last January, this week, I was in ICU in Atlanta, Piedmont, with blood clotting, pneumonia, and sepsis due to the COVID. I have gotten both shots and the booster, and since a year ago getting out of the hospital, I've not had the sniffles. I did what I had to do to save my life, and it almost killed me when I was in ICU, and nothing worse than hearing code blue carts running down the COVID ward while you're laying there knowing they're sick with what you have and people are dying around you. So I refused to go through that again, and I did what I had to do, so I'm proud of it. And, I won't admonish anybody else for doing it, but that's what I did. And I take zinc and vitamin D every day. They gave that to me in the hospital. WQIG 536, Blue Ridge 20. Listen.
285.
Yeah, go ahead, CV.
Well, different hospitals are different ways. They do different things. Up here, they put you in the hospital pretty much when your blood oxygen gets down to about 80. And they will not give you hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin. My doctor told me his job was to keep me out of the hospital.
Well, unfortunately, when you're laying in ICU because your blood is clotting, you don't get to dictate what medicines they're going to give you. And this is Piedmont, and they were treating me for the viral and the bacterial infection, and my O2 levels were down in the low 80s also. But so it almost killed me. And again, when you're laying there and you're plugged up and you got stuff, all kind of tubes going in you and out you don't get to decide. They just treat you to keep you alive, and I'm darn glad they did what they did.
Yep, and I'm glad I had a doctor that came to my house and took care of me and did what he had to do, and I did not have to go to the Northeast Georgia Medical Center. That's all I got to say.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to interrupt the conversation right there. We can come back to it in just a few minutes, but holy cow, it is nearly midnight. My clock says that it is 23:59 and 40 seconds. So we're right up to it. In about 12 seconds, we're going to start celebrating a new year. They've already been setting off fireworks all over the place around me, but in 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Happy New Year. 2021 is gone and over. It is now 2022. So the new year is upon us. Best wishes to everyone here on the North Georgia GMRS net. We're going to continue the conversation and celebrate as you wish. Holy cow, the fireworks outside are tremendous. Everybody's having a great time with it. So back to the conversation.
285, Atlanta 946. I apologize if I stepped over a line, but anyway, Happy New Year. Hope y'all have a good one. 285 WRK and 234 to be clear.
Gainesville 287.
Gainesville 287, go ahead.
got a short comment for Atlanta 252 Shad and Miss Stacy.
All right, go ahead with your comment.
Shad, Miss Stacy, I'm 38 years old. 285, my daddy. I hadn't listened to him on a lot of stuff, but from what I have seen and heard in the last 6-8 weeks, I'd say listen to him. Do what you want to do, but listen to him. Just take everything he said into consideration. I'm on the same page as far as doctors, so just I'm happy where he's at, and I'm happy that he listened to him, and I hope that I would listen to him, a doctor in the same.
Yes, sir. All of this information is being taken in, and I thank y'all. Myself and 312 have been out of work since Monday. Unfortunately, my job is Director of Public Works for a small city here in Georgia, so it's made it a little bit difficult.
Now, I can understand that. I guess what I'm trying to say is Daddy's sincere and 100% truthful with what he's saying. So, take it as you wish, if you will. I ain't saying it because it's my daddy. He's a fine man. He thinks before he speaks.
Trust me, at this point in time, we're going to take all information, gather it, and take them in consideration. Anything would be helpful at this point.
Blue Ridge 20.
Blue Ridge 20. Tom, go ahead.
Guys, I'm just going to be, as one who it almost killed me and being in ICU, and I was in my 10th day of quarantine before they even put me in the hospital. This is a conversation for your physician, your doctor, your primary care, not GMRS radio and not Facebook, not social media, because everybody's health is different. And Dr. all these years has all your medical information, and they'll know. But I'm just saying, one has to be careful about giving medical. And I tell this to people on Facebook all the time. Be careful about giving out medical advice. Your keyboard may kill somebody if they actually believe what you say. All this medical stuff, the doctors don't even know half the time, but, we can research all we want, but it needs to be a one-on-one talk with your doctor in the treatment room. WQIJ 536.
Now, all right, I heard a couple of people trying to chime in there, but I'm going to go ahead and make a comment right here. And I think that no one is trying to offer medical advice here. The suggestion here is that you find, not just that you find your doctor, because I'm going to tell you what, my doctor doesn't know my medical history. My doctor doesn't know my medical past, because my doctor has maybe 2 years of my information, and my medical insurance has just cut my doctor off. So right now, in order for me to go see a doctor, I either have to go to him out of network or find another doctor. And that doctor is not going to have my medical history and my knowledge of what's been going on with me over 52 years. He's going to see what's going on in the last 3.5 minutes since I walked in since he walked in the exam room. That's the extent of history that my doctor is going to have when I go to see him. So what CV's recommendation is, at least what I'm hearing from CV, is it's important what doctor you see, because when I go back to see my doctor at my primary care physician and I've got COVID-19 symptoms, because my doctor didn't want to see me when I called. I ended up seeing a nurse practitioner instead of seeing my doctor. They didn't even want me to come into the office. So my doctor didn't have anything for me when it came time for my treatment. CV is recommending that you find a doctor that will address this appropriately and correctly. And I think that's good advice, because, we have these insurance companies that, my insurance company a couple years ago didn't want to cover us if we went to Wellstar, and now all of a sudden they don't want to cover us if we go to Northside. So I guess we're back at looking at Wellstar because Northside's off the books. And, how many times do people have to bounce back and forth because of their healthcare provider, their healthcare insurance doesn't want to support the network that they're in? And we keep bouncing back and forth like this. So, no, I think that what the advice is that it's not about go see your primary care doctor. It's about go see the right doctor. And if you're not getting the right information, then you might not have the right doctor. Because I can tell you one thing for sure. My primary care doctor is not going to be my COVID doctor if I have to experience this again. So I think that's the advice that's being given here. No one is giving medical advice. This is all about finding the right kind of care for you.
285 with a last comment.
Go ahead, CV.
WRKN 234, Gainesville 285. I'll have no further comment. I just got my experience. I'm clear. Thank you. Good job, Justin.
Atlanta 252.
Hey, go ahead, Shad.
Gainesville 21. I was just going to say Happy New Year's to everyone, and have a good year.
All right, Gainesville 21. We've got you in the log. I'm going to go ahead and put you in there under the name of Josh, but I believe that is incorrect. But we're going to go with that for the time being. Since you're a minor, I'm going to go ahead and protect your identity and our information in our database here. And so we'll just go ahead and list you as Josh for the time being. But thank you for your sentiments. I appreciate you coming on and wishing everyone a happy new year and best wishes for 2022 to you as well. Thank you for that. Let's go back to Atlanta 252, Shad. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I just want to say thank you for the information. It's been very helpful and informative. Everything has been taken into consideration. In no way are we taking that as absolute advice. And also, on behalf of myself and 312, Happy New Year, y'all.
Excellent stuff. All right, Shad, it's great to hear from you, and I've heard Stacy in the background, and I hope that the both of you are back in excellent health in short order, and that 2022 is a fantastic year for the both of you, and I hope that you're able to gain some insight there. And of course, you should have the contact information at this moment to be able to reach out directly and address any additional questions or concerns that you might have, and hopefully you guys can get back to good health quickly. Are there any other questions or comments? The floor is open.
This is Atlanta 420, Justin, 946. I want to wish everyone a Happy New Year, and we'll keep our members that are going through this, we'll keep you in our prayers there. And I have to agree with your sentiment there. Your healthcare provider and the individual, that's you need to see eye to eye, and that's what's important. No matter which treatment you choose to follow, just choose one that sees eye to eye with your wishes and desires, I think, for the best treatment there. That's all I have to say there. Justin, you have a great night there. WRFS 771 clear.
All right, wise words, William. And yeah, and I've got to elaborate a little bit on my buddy Dudley's situation, because he went in thinking that he was going to get excellent care for his medical condition, and he was about 10 or 12 days into this when he realized they were just going by the numbers. They were doing, this is the step you do at this point, and this is the step you do at that point. And at that point, he was beginning to recognize that some things were working well for him and some things weren't. For instance, one of the things that they were doing was giving him a steroid shot at 9 p.m. Well, the steroid shot, one of the things that it did was amp him up. And so it kept him from being able to get a good night's rest. So he asked about changing, can I get it at 7 instead of 9? And, they didn't understand that was an issue, and had never had anybody make that request. They gave the shot at 9 p.m. because that's what it said in the chart. And, they just do what the chart says. They don't ever have somebody say, why do we do this way? So it took a little bit of doing, but he was able to get that particular shot that was supposed to be given every 8 hours. He was able to get that moved to earlier in the evening so that it didn't have him amped up and keep him from being able to get to sleep. So what he learned from that is that, they're just going by the numbers. They're just going by the procedure that's printed out by the computer that tells them what they're supposed to do and when they're supposed to do it. They're not there to ask questions, and if you don't ask the questions, they're not going to give you answers. So that's the experience I think that most of us are going to find when we get plugged into the hospital. We're going to get plugged in. We're going to get treatment. We're probably going to get excellent treatment, but we're going to get treatment by the numbers. And we're gonna get treated by the protocol, by the set of instructions that everybody else gets treated by. And as has been pointed out this evening, COVID hits people differently. Everybody has a different experience with it. For me, it was pretty mild. For others, it's pretty significant, and in some cases, it's life-threatening. So we definitely need to be involved in our treatment. It took Dudley almost 2 weeks to understand that he had to be a little more vocal and a little more direct with the staff to have things changed with his treatment and to understand what they were doing and why. So that's what I think we need to understand out of this, is that we can't just let them go by the numbers. We can't just let them follow the protocol. We need to get engaged and involved and make sure that we have the right people that are looking after our interests and not following a predetermined protocol. So good stuff, good advice, William. I appreciate your comments. Are there any other comments? The floor is open.
287.
Go ahead, Trey.
Got a little short comment. As y'all all know, Justin, Gary, Pete, couple other folks know, I'm no doctor. Just a simple man, just an old country boy. But I know what my father's been through. No doctors
point of view on my end. But that's all it is just a 285 justifying what he's been through and where he's at. I'm proud to hear it, because a long time ago you wouldn't have heard that. Nobody on the net knows that. Only myself. So it just comment, just helping. That's all 285's doing, helping.
Left 252, thank you. And we are actually on the phone right now. And thank you. We're taking everything in advisement.
Excellent stuff. Well, glad to know that that you've made that contact, and hopefully we can get this under control and defeated rapidly. And looking forward to hearing about your experiences. Do we have any other questions or comments? The floor is open.
Atlanta 6-0.
Atlanta 6-0. Go ahead.
Well, good evening, everybody. I want to throw in my comment also. When my wife and I both came down with COVID the 1st of November, I'm sure like a vast majority of people, I have to admit, I was fat, dumb, and not happy. When COVID hit us, we didn't know what to do. We didn't know what was available. We didn't know what to take. And fortunately, I called my primary care physician, who I have a good relationship with, and he immediately sent us to a pharmacy to get the Regeneron treatment. And that was a major step. But the point I want to make, let me pause. The point I want to make is, sadly, the medical community, be the people, the talking heads we listen to on TV or wherever, is not educating the masses to be prepared and what to do when you need to do it. Unfortunately, us as humans, we've put off going to a doctor and think we'll just get better. And in this situation, the more time you deal with it and don't treat it, the worse it's going to get for you. So my comment is pay attention, seek advice, and be ready to act when it happens, because there's no doubt in my mind all of us are going to come down with some form of COVID one way or another before it's over with. With that, I'll bid everyone a Happy New Year and look forward to seeing everyone. And also, pause real quick.
Well said, sir. Thank you.
I want to give a humble thank you to all the folks at the North Georgia GMRS that came out this year, worked hard, sweated our rear ends off, and made some of the most impossible things happen that has brought us where we are at today. I cannot say thank you enough to everybody that's out there. I don't want to name them because I'm sure I'll leave somebody out, and I don't want to do that. But you know who you are, and all of you who showed up, we really appreciate it, and we're looking forward to perhaps a little easier year in 2022, but some great things are coming. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year. Atlanta 60, WQYU 407.
Well, Happy New Year to you, Gary and Diana. It's been awesome being a part of this organization, and I just, somebody had to have the vision one day to say, let's build this network and see what happens, and that was you. And holy cow, we have such an awesome infrastructure in place because of the years of dedication that you have had to this project and to this network. So my hat, well, I don't have a hat. If I had a hat, it would cover up this bald spot. But hats off to you, Gary, because we couldn't do this if it weren't for the effort that you laid out before there was this membership to support it. You made tremendous efforts with the hope and vision that this may one day come, and well, we're here, and it's all because of you. So thank you so much for what you've done and continue to do. And we're grateful for this network. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor again for any additional questions or comments. Net Control standing by.
This is 420. I just wanted to acknowledge that and second that statement there for 60. And Gary, we very much, you don't know how much we appreciate all you've done for us. And a big applause from you, from all of us. We love you, buddy. And 7 threes to you. WRFS 771 clear. Happy New Year.
We second that. 312 and 252 Atlanta.
Go ahead, Trey.
Man behind the curtain, we want to thank you ourselves. I think I speak on behalf of 285, 286, myself, and 288. Thank you, sir.
All right, good stuff. And yes, my sentiments as well for all of those comments. And yeah, so at this point, do we have any additional questions, comments? The floor remains open. All right, then. Well, this looks like the moment of opportunity to go ahead and wrap this one up. Thanks so much for coming out and spending a late night with me, celebrating New Year's Eve and the welcoming of 2022. Folks, we've made it. We don't have to talk about 2021 anymore, but I'm going to because I think it was a great year. It was a great year for me. It was a great year for North Georgia GMRS, and 2022 promises to be even better. So I hope that you're all as excited about the coming year as I am, and I just can't thank all of you enough for your participation and your involvement and your membership and your support for this network. Without all of you, none of this would matter and none of this would happen. So thanks again for all that you do to make this network the largest and most expansive GMRS network in the country. This will conclude the North Georgia GMRS Regional Net. Tonight we had a total of 30 check-ins, which is about twice what I expected, to be honest. I thought this late night would reduce our numbers drastically. So, wow. Thanks for hanging out with me this late night. The net will now be returning repeaters back to normal use, so everyone who signed in should sign out. Thank you for allowing me to serve as your net control this evening. My name is Justin. I am Atlanta 946, WQIR 514, and I'm clear.
420, signing out of the net. Good luck to everyone in the new year there. We love y'all. WRFS 771 clear. All
right, Facebook, YouTube, so grateful to have you along. And hope that all of you have an amazing 2022. And I'm just, I can hardly contain myself. I'm so excited about what's coming. Have a great evening, a great morning, actually. And we look forward to visiting with all of you again very soon, this coming Thursday. Good night, everyone.
Relay 811, WRNQ 863, clear from the net. Good evening, everybody, or good morning, as it is. And Happy New Year.
This is WRC 853, Atlanta 252. Justin, I want to thank you and Gary for everything you've done, and thank you for the information tonight. Greatly appreciated.
Atlanta 60, Justin, thank you for a wonderful net, and thank you for taking care of net control for us this year. You're doing a fantastic job, and I know that we're going to have some great things to share with our members in the coming future concerning Studio B.
Atlanta 60 is clear, WQYU 407. Good night, everybody.